Hello there, Bookfighters, and welcome to the first day of our month-long discussion about this book, Crime and Punishment. We've been doing this for over a year now in total, and I think we can get a pretty good idea of what each other likes. I think we do pretty well at gauging each other's tastes. And to that end, I don't think it will come as any surprise to you that I enjoyed Crime and Punishment immensely. However, I'm going to start by talking about the things that I didn't like, because they're really kind of largely trivial. The first thing being the Russian names. Raskolnikov was okay. It had kind of a nice ring to it after a while. After you'd said it a couple of times, it sort of rolled off the tongue quite nicely. But could I hell pronounce any of the other names for the most part? It's not really a criticism of the novel, obviously. I don't think it can be, given that it was written in Russian. But it really took me out of the story a lot of time, and I was like sitting there reading thinking, is that the doctor? Is that the policeman? Is that the landlady? Like, who is that? And the names being so similar as well for the most part. And in the end, I was just kind of relying on context and kind of skipping over the names because they couldn't, try as I might, I couldn't fit my tongue around them. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. The other thing I had a problem with was the length of this book, which I know is quite odd coming from Mr. Moby Dick over here. I didn't sound right. Anyway, I didn't have a huge problem with it. Like, I got on fine with it. But when I think about all the things that I enjoyed about this book, I don't think they would have been hindered or dampened in any way by a shorter experience. I think there are large parts of this book that, while saying something well, say the same thing. As I said, though, these are trivial criticisms in what was otherwise a fantastic reading experience. I was speaking to Sarah on Twitter, and one of the things we were discussing is this novel's ability to make experiences that hopefully we will never have deeply and personally relatable. When Raskolnikov commits his double murder, the coherence of his logic is frightening. We understand him fully, and the way in which the deed transcends from an idea to an action through thought and through logic and through the day-to-day happenings of his everyday life and through chance, I felt was incredibly believable. It is also, in case you haven't noticed, a very philosophical novel. On almost every page you are made to question morality, and you are made to question people, how we interact with them and how them interactions can affect them, and also the blurred boundaries between the perception of a person and the way that person actually is. These are the things that really interested me, and these are the things that I'm going to be going into much more detail about in future videos to come. But today I just wanted to let you know that I really enjoyed reading this book. I'm so glad we read it, and I'm really looking forward to the discussion that it brings, because unlike The Importance of Being Honest, there is a lot of this book, and there is a lot of different and interesting things to talk about.